Hey y'all, it's your girl Holiday Season. I'm back with another story time. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all are liking and commenting to keep me in the algorithm, okay? So today is gonna be a story time. I'm gonna just tell y'all what the story time gonna be about. So, and I'm gonna get these people name as we go, cause like sometimes I spend too much time on a name. So basically, one day my friend hit me up. We just gonna name her Diana, and so another person that's with Diana, the name is going to be Drew. And I've been binge watching Power so much that, ooh, my shirt look like somebody jacked me up. Anyway, so yeah, I've been binge watching Power, so I'm just thinking about, like, you know, Drew and Diana, even though they were sisters, these people wasn't sisters and brothers. So basically, Diana was like, girl, where you at, or whatever, right? Like, come over. So I'm like, okay, cool. But since I like live in the city or whatever, I just felt like I didn't feel like going by myself. So I was like, you know, I was thinking about one of my other friends or whatever. I was like, let me get a Morphe, and we just gonna name him Morphe just because that's the cool thing. So I'm like, okay, Morphe, like, I'm trying to go here, you wanna go? He like, yeah, come on, let's go, whatever, right? And I was like, okay, come here, meet me here at my place, and then I'm gonna make sure, like, you know, we go from there. So he was like, okay, cool. So I'm like, I'm thinking like, dang, I wonder what they got going on, because every time we would go over there, it would be so lit or whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, I wonder what they doing today, like what's gonna be different today. And every time we go over here, it'll be something going on so different. It'll be some new gossip, all this stuff to tell, right? So I'm just so excited about it, right? So we get over there and I'm finally there or whatever. I'm like, I'm ready to go in. We finna be turning up, blah, blah, blah. We go in and like everybody would be on the back porch or whatever. So, and it was like a screen and porch, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's, you know, we chilling, but ain't nobody on the porch. So I'm like, okay. So then we go in the house. Everybody just like, Drew and Diana like, I'm like, dude, Diana, I know I ain't just drive 25 minutes for this, you know, like it was 25 minutes, but since I'm used to the city and I'm used to being like everything right here and right here, everything, you know what I'm saying, like 25 minutes was like a long way for me or whatever, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever it is, whatever. So basically it was just like, after a while, for like 10 minutes, I'm just like, so how y'all been doing? Because, you know, like, after nobody saying nothing, because y'all called us and y'all was, like, so turned on the phone. So, like, what's going on? Like, what's up? So, Morphe just, like, you know, just used to be along for the ride, didn't care or whatever, right? But these were mutual. So, Morphe knew them as well, but not as much. So, basically, I'm just like, okay, we chilling, blah, blah, blah. So, all of a sudden, Drew goes and tell Morphe, he like, hey, let's go to the store. So, I'm like, okay, y'all go to the store, I'm gonna sit here with Diana. And he was like, yeah, it could be a guys in the grass thing, whatever. That's what Drew gonna say. So I'm like, okay, cool, you know, whatever. So then Diana goes into detail, talking. I mean, Diana, this day, she was just telling a bunch of stuff. So I'm just like, oh, she ain't never talked like this before. This kind of weird. And keep in mind, Diana and I, like, we had this relationship to where, like, it was just kind of like a new form relationship. But, you know, like, whatever, right? So friendship or whatever, not like relationship, like friendship. So I'm like, okay, you know, she going into detail, like time and time go by, and like she's still talking the stuff she talking about. Let's give the girl a name who she was talking about, because later on, I'm just saying everything gonna be after Morphe. So let's see, 1024 neutral, that's gonna be her name. We just gonna say 1024. So basically, she like, yeah, 1024. Diana just saying this about 1024. Diana like, yeah, like all this going on, like she, you know, she was messing with my man and all of this and blah blah blah. And I was just like, but me and Morphe would hang around 1024. So I'm like, but she would always make it known that she could not stand 1024 because they dated the same guy. So I'm like, is this like a setup or something? Because like, you talk about her so deep and you know this person is close with such and such, but I'm just like, whatever, blah blah blah, right? But something was like, don't go tell 1024 what Diana is saying. So I'm like, okay, but I'm just letting her talk. And like, I'm just listening to her. And I was just like, you know, maybe like you should talk to her about it or something. She was just like, I don't really want to talk about nothing. That girl had wanted to do a threesome with me and my man. I ain't got time for that. And so I was like, that don't seem like 1024. Like, it was just giving me like, I don't believe 1024 would do something like that, right? And y'all, I lined my lips and I forgot to put something on them. So don't be like, you know, but it don't matter if you got dark lips is pretty too. That's why you line them. So yeah. Oh, and they look a little dry. I'm sorry. That's better. Yeah. So I'm like, it was just kind of confusing me and it was throwing me for a loop. So basically, Drew and Morphe come back. So when they come back, it's kind of like all of a sudden Diana got somewhere she want to go now. I'm like, couldn't you just have told them to get whatever it is that you wanted? But at this point, it was kind of like Drew was saying, hey, I need you to go pick up, telling Diana, I need you to go pick up this or whatever, right? So let's just say he wanted her to go pick up some orange juice, right? So she was just like, oh my God, Drew, I don't have any money for that. Like, do you have the money for that? He was like, nah, but do what you need to do. So I was just like, do what she need to do. I'll make it do what it do, baby. I don't know, that's what it was just giving. So I was just like, okay. So so Morphe was like, you know what, I'm gonna go with you. Morphe stood there and was like, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna drive y'all to wherever you gotta go, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So it was just kind of like, anyway, let me just go on with the story. I'll say all that at the end. So we all in this, Diana get in the back, I'm in the passenger, Morphe is in the, what's the name, seat. So I'm like, okay, we all go to the store. And so I'm getting the names mixed up. Morphe goes into the store or whatever to go get whatever we were supposed to go get, right? So then Diana starts talking again heavy about 1024. Like, it was so heavy that it was weird. So, but something just kept saying, don't indulge with it. But you know how like you like a little gossip a little bit until the gossip start being you. So basically she was like, yeah, and I wouldn't even trust 1024 around your man. So bets off. Wait a minute. What? I said, what you mean by that? She like, oh, I just wouldn't trust. I was like, so have they done something before? Because like I said, me and Morphe was friends, but we was getting into something really, like, we was getting into it, you know. So I'm like, what? Run that back? Cause like, you know how people try to take you fast, like for a fast one. So I'm like, okay, so what happened when, you know, like run it back? Like what make you want to say that or whatever? But it's like you trying to play it cool, because let me tell you something about Diana. Diana was a person too, like I used to side eye her, because it was a lot of people she would hang around and then she would be talking to their man as well. You get what I'm saying? So it was just like,
Diana, is it you or 1024?
Like I was just kind of like, I don't know who to believe at this point. Like, it's like I believe 1024, but when I go hang around 1024, she never mentions you. So I was just kind of confused. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know like I didn't know, like 1024 never mentioned her. So I'm like, why she got all this to say about 1024? And so I'm like, so what you mean? She was like, all I'm just saying is I would watch, you know, Morphe around her. So by this time, Morphe coming back into the car. So I'm like, Morphe, like, did you want anything else out of the store? I'm like, yeah. I said I wanted a Gatorade. I didn't even say that. I said I wanted a Gatorade and I wanted purple Gatorade. And he was like, you ain't say that. I was like, yes, I did. Because I'm sleep mad. I'm so mad about it. Because I'm like, she trying to put shit in my ear. She putting this in my ear. And like, she being the battery in my back right now. So she was like, girl, you ain't say that. I was like,
shut up.
Because girl, you the one being the battery in my back. Because first of all, I trust my man. But you sitting up here being messy. You need to be worried about Drew and what you finna do for what Drew gonna say, pick up that orange juice. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot to do my scripture. Anyway, I'm sorry y'all. I'm gonna come back to it. Oh, am I ashy? Oh yeah. So yeah, hold on, let me get straight. So yeah, so anyway, so we going up the road. I'm like, I'm still thinking about it. Like, I'm just thinking about it. And so Morphe like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, why you asking me, am I okay? And so she back in her phone, like on her phone, she like, but it was just kind of like, everything seemed a little scripted, from the going to the store, you and Morphe, and then you coming back, and then now all of a sudden, Diana, you have somewhere to go, but you want it to be just me and you. It just kind of seemed very scripted, right? So I was just like, ooh, gotta sneeze. So I just didn't understand it. So anyway, so yeah, so she gonna say, oh yeah, Drew told me to go by here. And so I was like, oh yeah, he did tell you to. So she ended up going by there. She was just like, Diana, like, I'm so sick and tired of Drew doing this stuff for Drew. Like, Drew, that man is sick and tired of him coming to get orange juice, and he ain't got no money to pay him or whatever. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, why is it? Because I'm kind of irritated from what she was saying. So I'm like, well, why is we going to go pick up orange juice if you don't have the money for it? That's what I'm kind of saying in my head, but I'm not trying to show. You know, you can't let a bitch see you sweat. So I'm like, I'm kind of irritated. Like, it's like, oh, just shut up, Diana. You really can walk the rest of the way, because you just really irritate me.
Hey y'all, Future Holiday here. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe, and tell me how y'all like the video so far. But I forgot to add this part. So Drew really had like this crush on Diana, right? So it was said that Diana and Drew had something going on, but you never really knew. Diana denied it, but I'm pretty sure Drew would have liked to stick to that narrative. But in the car, I was telling her, you know, like, Drew like you and stuff. She was like, girl, I know, but they get on my nerves. Like, I wish he just leave me alone. Like, he just keep telling me he want me for himself. I forgot to add that. That was before the story.
So basically, Diana, like, so we pull up at the house or whatever, and so she gets out, and so she had on like these little shorts, and like she was switching so hard, right? And so she went up in there. So I was like, I started asking Morphe, I was like, if she didn't have no money, then how is she paying for the orange juice? No tea, no shade. So basically, she was just like, Morphe like, hell, I don't know. Shit, I'm just bringing them here. Like, I don't know what the hell going on. So I'm just like, oh, okay. So anyway, it buku time went by. It just seemed like so long, cause like it was just like neighborhood you really kind of want to be in. You get what I'm saying? So it was just like, okay, now where you at? Where you at? So I'm just sitting around, and then so she finally come back out, and she twisting, and she doing all of this, blah 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 blah, right? And he walking behind her, and he was just like smiling as well. But she had the orange juice, so she get back in the back, and so before she get in the car, she was like, so how you been? Like, where you been at? Like, this and this. And the man was just like, you got everything? It was like, you got the orange juice. But he ended up giving her a hug and all that and got back in the car. But it was kind of like, you ain't got to do all that or whatever, right? So yeah, so she get in there. She starts the facade again. Like, oh, I'm sick of doing this for him. Like, everybody is tired of like being a vendor for him, because, you know, like, he used to sell orange juice. So she was like, I'm tired of like being a vendor. She was like, he owes so many people and all of this. And so I'm like, so how did you pay? So I'm sorry, but I was just like, so did he send the money to him for the orange juice? She was like, it was kind of like she started stuttering, because I was asking the questions that needed to be answered. So she was just like, yeah, I think he paid for it. Like, he got it. So I was just like, and like, I really didn't understand it. Like, I for the life of me, y'all, I was trying to understand, but I couldn't understand. But I knew, but I don't know why we want people to just tell me the truth. But one thing about people, they're not going to tell you the truth. So anyway, we just went on, and we back at where we was to begin. And now we all sitting, now we in the house, because the temperature had dropped. It's kind of cold. So they was like, you know, Drew is in a better mood. So Drew, before anybody did anything, he was like, did you get it? She was like, yeah, I got it. And she was like, here you go. And then he was like, what's this? I ain't asked for this. I ain't asked for orange juice. I asked for apple juice. He was like, oh no, like he was like, no, this is what he gave. This is what he gave. This is all he had. This is all he had. So she was just like, he was like, anyway, it's well, but it didn't matter to Drew. Drew was just like still happy-go-lucky about it, right? So we all get in there. It's packed now because like it's just a party. Like it was just crazy how it got packed on cue. So everybody in there, everybody like, you know, and keep in mind, Morphe had bought a bottle, but it was still around the seal. It was still sealed or whatever. It hadn't been open. Something in my eye, y'all. Don't think I'm crazy. Something in my eye. And like, so yeah. So yeah, but I noticed Drew had, I don't know, it was just an obsession with him like having multiple bottles, all of this stuff, like making sure everybody was just so out of it. Like he had this fascination with making sure everybody was just like so wild. You get what I'm saying? So I'm just like, whatever. So he had this bottle that he already had concocted some stuff together. So I'm like, okay, not drinking out of that one. I'm drinking out the one Morphe bought, and I seen him go in the store and buy it, right? So Morphe, nobody opened that bottle yet. So all of a sudden, Drew like, oh, let's do shots. Let's do shots. Take a shot. See a shot. Take a shot. He had a little anthem just like that. See a shot. Take a shot. See a shot. Take a shot. Just like that. So basically, he started pouring it and pouring it and pouring it. So in walks this guy, another guy. He was very cool. Like very cool, down to earth. But he hang around them like that. And something about Drew. Drew had this thing about when people didn't want to hang around him, or he ain't been around in a long time, he would get very weird, which was kind of creepy. So yeah, so basically, it was just a control tactic. I felt like that's what it was. So basically, it was like the boy walk in and he off bat, Drew tried to get him one of the shots. So then it was just something, I was just like, I don't know what's in the bottle, but it was just something about the bottle wasn't sealed. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, it was just like, I'm not gonna just, what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not gonna drink out of the bottle or whatever, right? So it was just like, I didn't understand why in the world was like, it a thing a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna drink out of a bottle that I didn't see him open, like, because Drew always used to like to concoct some stuff together and be like, try this, try this, try this. So I'm sitting by Morphe like, oh, like, I'm like, I don't think you should drink out of that one. I was like, you should just keep drinking out of the bottle that we bought. He was just like, I don't think really nothing wrong with it. I'm like, yes, it is. You shouldn't drink out of it. You didn't see him open it because it's loud. But you know, like how you have like conversation. You like, yeah, don't drink out of that one. Drink this one. You know, like that, right? So he was just like, I'm like, so anyway, the boy who I said was cool walked in. So when he walked in, it was just like, it was like this thing like, Drew handed him one of the things, right? So I'm guessing Diana, because she be listening to my conversation, she was like, yeah, you right. Don't drink out of that. I wouldn't drink that. I wouldn't drink it. But she's saying it quiet. So I'm like, so something really is wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so you're going to sit here and watch everybody take something out of it and you knowing he did that to the junk. You know what I'm saying? So when Drew hands one of the little shots or whatever, I slide one of the shots from out of the bottle from what we did and I hand it over to him. So the boy who I said was cool, he was like, nah, I don't want that one. I want what's in that one. So I'm like, oh, he must really want what's in there. You get what I'm saying? Like, like, I won't argue. You know, I'm not going to argue. If you want that, you want that. You know, I can't argue with nobody about nothing. So basically, it was just like, that was just crazy. And I didn't know, like, you know, I was just like, so y'all, this is when stuff starts to like really turn for the, you know, whatever. So Drew now, a lot of times people would be like, yeah, like if they see him like get the drink and that he take the seal off, they like, okay, yeah, we'll drink. But a lot of people already knew like what was up, and some people just was down with whatever. So basically, he was like, he starts turning up. So I see like the table starting to like get, you know, a little crowded or whatever, and more people coming in. They bring in like foods and all of this, right? So basically, he takes off, like, I'm like trying to move all the stuff away, right? Like everybody kind of trying to move something. So it's kind of like getting a little commotion or whatever, trying to make space for everybody, you know, to, you know, whatever. So basically, as I'm boot over or whatever, Drew hurries up and he trying to get stuff all together, and he swipes his hand across my boob. No lie, nah.
Okay, so let me go into detail about this. So he was like, Drew started doing this thing to where like I had a bunch of stuff in my hand. He was like, oh, let me get that for you. Let me get that for you. So as he grabbing it, he swipes across my chest in a way. So like it wasn't like a all dramatic how I just did it, but it was like a very subtle way to when Morphe like turned his head so where Morphe couldn't really see it.
No lie. It was just like, and so when he did it, he looked up like this and then kept going and like acting like he was just so busy. So I'm like, am I tripping? But it was like, it wasn't like a swipe like this, but it was like a almost like, okay, I'm gonna try this and then later I'm gonna do this. It was just kind of like one of them things. I'm gonna try like this and then this. So I'm like, and then I look at Morphe just, he didn't catch it. So I'm like, oh, he one of them master manipulators. Drew is one of them master manipulators. So I'm like, okay, not gonna die. The nigga touched my titty. I mean, the boy touched my titty. Okay, it's not a, you know, whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna just tell him after. We get in the car and I'm on the way out. I'm like, Morphe, did you see him like kind of like bypass my chest a little bit? He was like, I didn't see that. I'm like, how you didn't see it? I be getting aggravated, but it was just kind of weird to me that he did all that. Anyway, I'm going to say this because sometimes you got to watch out for certain stuff, because people do one thing and then be like, later, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this day. And then later on, I'm going to do that. And a lot of times it could be the people right around you that's making this shit happen, and you don't know why stuff falling apart. But it'll be the people right around you making the shit fall apart. All of a sudden, you don't know why your relationship not working. Because your woman getting tired of you being dumb. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden, you don't know why that woman just up and left you. Because it's your friends messing up stuff. It could be anybody messing up things, but my thing is, if you get through it, you know, make your power couple. But another thing is, come to Jesus. He can save you. Peace, positivity, cultivate, you guys. That's it for this story time, and I'm done with this story time. But yeah, but that took place like way back in 2020, so whatever. But a lot of times it just used to be a lot of stuff with Morphe, and it was just like, how you don't see this happening? It just used to aggravate me so bad. Like, how don't you see it? How don't you see that? How don't you? Anyway, yeah, whatever. Bye. I'm just playing. Love y'all. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. And click the notification bell so that y'all are notified every time that I post, baby. Yeah. Because now that I think about it, just think about it. Okay. Diana also used to have somebody that she talked to. Stop talking to him like they went through a bad breakup. All of a sudden, now you hanging around Drew. Like, you don't think like maybe that person made all that happen? Or like, it's just kind of like, anyway. anyway, you gotta watch out for like master manipulators. Because master manipulators, them people can get in anybody's head. Like, even a person who believes the truth. Because, like, it's going to be more story times. And, like, I'm going to show y'all. And then another thing, too. I just got to, like, talk about it just a little bit more. About relationships and stuff. Relationships are what you make it, to be honest. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I like this person, I love this person, and da-da-da-da-da, maybe we'll work, maybe it won't work, but it'll be like, you really gotta do the work. It's just like something that you love. My passion, I know I love telling all my stories or whatever, and I know it's gonna be my passion or whatever, but it's just kind of like, I gotta do the work. You get what I'm saying? I be thinking like, oh, I wanna go, I wanna go, wow, I wanna do this, I wanna do that. You gotta do the work. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get paid from, you got to do the work. So it's just like stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? And it started like, I started getting very irritated. You get what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes, like, they say men mature a lot less faster than women. So because we were mature, we see the stuff our men don't. So, by that being said, it just be, I remember one lady, she was just telling me, she was like, it's an attack on, like, couples, period. But she really said black couples, but I just feel like couples, period. But black couples, but I'm going for that because I'm a black couple. So, she was just like, people don't really like to see that. And so now I'm understanding what she's saying. Like, I really understand what she's saying. Like, somebody could see something and be like, oh, let me go try to mess this up or do that. But then one thing my grandma always said, nobody can mess up nothing that's meant for you. And like, I just, grandma, you was right, and that lady was right, because people do not like to see people together happy. They'll try to come insert themselves so fast, And like, me being young, it's just like, oh Lord, the air done came on. Must be my breath stain. It's just like, I hate to be like the person who just, I know y'all be like, dang, what a happy story times. But sometimes, like, y'all, these be good story times too, because I'm still smiling. I still made it through it. Like, you just gotta ask God for your discernment, or like, especially with friends as well. Like, if you have a friend, you just feel like, oh, maybe this friend is a lie. Maybe this friend, like, sometimes it's gonna happen where you kind of be like, do I trust that person? Or do I believe what that person is saying? Or do I, like, but sometimes you're gonna have to do the work to discern what's right and what's wrong. You get what I'm saying? And that's perfectly normal. But let me go ahead and get to this Bible verse, because I know y'all missed the Bible verse and y'all waited till the end to hear it. Okay. My phone be tripping. Hold on. And it says, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only son, that whosoever believed in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Okay? That's it. It's so much power. I could keep reading. Let me see. Let me give y'all two. Because I just get so filled with it, for real. I know y'all probably think, oh, she doing the most. I don't care what you think. John 16:33 says, I have said these things to you, that in me you have peace. In the world you have tribulation. But take heart, let me read it all. But take heart, I have overcome the world. Let me go back to another one, because I kind of want to do another one as well. I don't know. I just be wanting to, because I just feel like this be my peace, and this be my everything in a way. Because sometimes you're not gonna have nothing. Like, people can take away so much from you in the physical realm, but your spirit and your peace of mind is something no one can take from you when you read this Bible. And I just really believe it's no way that this book, anything that's wrong with you, you can go read this book and it's gonna tell you, and you're gonna feel something from it. You get what I'm saying? It's just no way. Like, sometimes you get so full of it too. You get very full of it, and you start to like make what you read enough. And this is John, the 1st chapter. Wait. Uh-oh. Lord have mercy. I'm acting like my grandma in church. Can't use the Bible on the phone. Wait a minute. Let me go back. Lord have mercy. I'm acting like my own. All right, and let's do this one. Jeremiah 17:7 says, "Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, who trusts is the Lord." Yes, that's all you need. Just read the Bible and get full of it. And like, anytime like you feeling like some type of way, go and search in the Bible, and it's gonna tell you for love, anxiety, anger, hope, depression, peace, fear, stress, patience, temptation, pride, doubt, joy, jealousy, loss, and healing. The Bible is universal. Anybody can do it. Anybody can read it. Anybody can. You better read it. You better let God use you, honey. You better let him use you. You better let him. Because the thing about it is, when people try to take away what God has for you, because one thing about it, you could play with whatever you want to in your kitchens and all of this, but just as soon as you try to mess up in the physical realm, God say, "Oh, that's mine. Oh, step back, daughter, sons. I got this." That's what God is gonna say. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Amen. Y'all be blessed and be good. Okay? Say your prayer before you get in your car and go riding. Take your time in these cars. Don't do nothing else. Go straight where you're going. Come back home. Don't be lollygagging. Okay? Be good. Love y'all. And it ain't a thing you could do about me loving you. The Bible says, love thy neighbor as you love thyself. Did it say that? Hold on. Let me go check. I feel like I heard them say that in church. He said that. I think he said that. Love thy neighbor as you love thyself. I think he said that. Wait, let me see. Y'all know I'm trying to get in this Bible. Shoot, I'm trying. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Matthew 22:37 through to 39. Let me go ahead and receive. You get so full. You get so full off the word. And that's where I want to be. I want to be where I get so full off the word that anything in the physical realm, it ain't gonna bother me, honey. It's not even gonna bother me. Let me see. And I'm a little country, so when words get a little flitty, yeah, I'm from the country. I'm sorry. I'm going on there with them people. We used to walk barefooted. Anyway, let me see. I'm gonna come back because y'all don't like when I be doing that anyway. I'm gonna come back there. I'm gonna pick up right there. But I'm gonna go read it myself. Y'all should read it too. Because sometimes, y'all all right. It's a warning.